I've got this from Right Angle News Network. Breaking: DC Judge Kendra Briggs has allowed the two teens who jumped Edward Big Balls Coristine to avoid jail and sentenced them to simple probation, stating her job is to rehabilitate, not to punish. So apparently criminals, they don't get punished anymore. Apparently they're just being rehabilitated. So every time they savagely beat somebody, the only thing that really happens to them is that they just get to enjoy a few months of probation, and that's about it. I believe the male teen received 12 months of probation, while the female received 9 months of probation, and that's it. So this is from Red Wave Press. Just in, Elon Musk has correctly labeled the Washington, D.C. judge Kendra Briggs as a racist judge after she gave two teens probation after they violently attacked or assaulted Doge staffer Edward Coristine. Elon Musk wrote on X, which I actually have right here, as a matter of fact. Elon Musk: this was a racist verdict by a racist judge. The simple test to apply is if the races has been reversed, the white kids would be in prison. Equal justice for all. And I bet he's totally correct on that. And I think what somebody should do, they should actually look into this judge's record and take a look at her sentencing record and try to find that exact instance, because I'm sure there's somewhere in her record where she probably convicted a white male or a couple of white teenagers who assaulted, I don't know, a black kid or any kid for that matter, probably gave him jail time. I mean, that would just be my assumption. I don't know. I'm judging a book by its cover just based on what I'm reading right here in front of me, which I understand it's not exactly fair to do. So, and I don't know her history. I don't know if she has a tendency of doing this or not. Truly don't know. I'm only reading what I'm seeing on the internet. So, I want to give her a little bit of benefit of the doubt. But dude, to beat him that badly to where he's bleeding all over the place and only giving them just months of probation without any jail time whatsoever is absolutely crazy. You didn't, I don't know, force the parents to pay restitution to him or at least pay his fucking medical bills or something. I mean, nothing at all, just simple probation. I mean, that seems a little unfair. I don't know how exactly they're going to be rehabilitated as a result of that. What about anger management or something like that? Are they being put into any programs that will help them control their freaking temper and not attack just random people on the street? I don't know. Doesn't sound like it. So anyway, I've got a clip here. So the New York Post says the boy was handed a 12-month probation and allowed to return home under strict house arrest, while the girl was given a 9-month probation and remanded to a local youth shelter. Okay, so she was sent to a shelter. I would assume that she's probably going to undergo some counseling while she's there, I would think. However, he was placed under strict house arrest, apparently not allowed to leave. They don't say how long. They just say 12 months of probation. So the house arrest, maybe they explain that in this very extremely short 32-second video, but we'll see.
Reports say two teenagers have been sentenced in connection with that August attack on former Doge employee Edward Coristine. One 15-year-old boy pleaded guilty to felony assault and was sentenced to 12 months probation. A 15-year-old girl pleaded guilty to simple assault and was sentenced to serve 9 months probation. Both were arrested shortly after the alleged attempted carjacking that left 19-year-old Coristine injured in D.C. The attack happened just days before President Trump ordered the National Guard to the nation's capital.
Yep, I remember that. I definitely remember that earlier this year. Frankly, I'm actually kind of surprised that they were sentenced so quickly. That seems like with the amount of arrests that have been happening in Washington, D.C., the crackdown on crime, I'm surprised they didn't back up the courts for years, really. So anyway, let's see. I've already got that, which I read, of course, which Elon had responded to. And then I've got this from Polymath, man. This is interesting. So at first he says tap sign. I guess, tapping at his very disturbing post that he made earlier. He or she, it, whatever the fuck. And it says, violence against conservatives is de facto legal. I need my liberal friends to really understand this. These people know they will not suffer consequences for their violence. Things that are not punished are de facto legal. I don't exactly know what the hell he's talking about because they were punished. It's called probation. It's called house arrest. It's called remanded to a youth center. I don't think it was a detention center, though, right? I mean, it was like some a local youth shelter. So Not sure if that's punishment. Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like she just doesn't have anywhere else to live, so they're going to make her live in a youth shelter. But anyway, that's what one liberal out there is saying. I can only imagine what the other ones are saying, but they're basically saying, yeah, you got a green light, man. You can go assault any conservatives you want, inflict violence. It's de facto legal at this point, and this just strengthens the argument that if you live in a place where the Second Amendment hasn't been completely extinguished unjustly and unlawfully, then carry a firearm, because if somebody tries to attack you, even if they are some unhinged lunatic teenager, shoot them. I mean, that's what you do. You fucking shoot them. And that's what I would suggest conservatives do. Just exercise your Second Amendment right, and you're not going to have these kind of problems, because then liberals will get very scared of you very fucking quick, as they should be, because you shouldn't be attacking people you don't know, because you don't know what they're capable of. And that, I guess, I'll just leave it at that. And this is from the New York Post. I'll go ahead and open up the article and see if there's anything else. I think we already got the gist of it, though, to be honest. But anyway, teens who jumped ex-Doge staffer Edward Bidballs Coristine avoid jail, sentenced to probation, published today. And what do we got here? Oh, hey, look at this. We actually have an interview. We have an interview by him. How do I do this without making this look all jacked up? What the fuck is going on with this thing? Why is it like that? I don't know why it's like that. What the hell's going on, Fox News? And okay, here we go.
We were wrapping up.
This is, hold on a minute, man. I can't do this. This is fucking weird. What the hell's going on, Fox News? Or New York Post or whoever the hell. Okay, it looks a little better. Maybe. Oh, is it not going to play now? Okay, now the video's not even there anymore. Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing. Now it just says it's playing, even though it's not playing.
At night. Yeah, I was hanging out with a group of my friends late at night, and at about 3 a.m. we were wrapping up, and I was walking one of my friends back to her car, and as we're walking to the car, there's a group of 10 guys right across the street, and as we get to the car and she begins to fumble for the keys, they start shouting at us, and really quickly I knew something was really off about the situation. So she unlocks the car, I rush her into the driver's seat, she's able to close the door behind her and lock the doors. And, you know, right as I turn around, they run up on me, and they're just a few feet away. And they slam me against the car. They start throwing a bunch of punches. I keep my hands up. I'm just like, all right, I'm getting a lot of punches here. I'm just trying to protect my head the best way that I can. And, you know, luckily the whole thing didn't last too long. The police showed up pretty quickly. So I was very fortunate. I only came out with a broken nose and a concussion. It could have been a lot worse.
Oh my God. All right, so
Good
they were
grief,
wailing
man, a
on
fucking
you. Did they
concussion?
get you down on the ground?
No. I knew that if I got down on the ground, it'd get way worse. So I was like, all right, no matter what, I just have to stay on my feet.
All right, so stay on
Yeah,
your feet. You
he's
protect
100%
the head
right.
because you know what?
It probably would have killed him if
Bidballs
he fell
also
to the
has
ground.
big brains,
With all them
that's
kicks
very
that they tend to
important.
throw.
And you saved this lady friend of yours. You kind of saved more than her car. You might have saved her life.
Yeah, it was a really bad situation. And, you know, the carjacking didn't make a lot of sense.
I was going to say, they might have just thrown her to the ground and just stole her car. That's what it sounded like they were going to do.
So it felt like there might have been something else going on there.
Okay, well, you're
Possibly,
a brave
yeah.
guy, and you're a lucky guy, and we're
We
glad
could have kidnapped
you're
her.
okay. And
I
in
don't
a
know.
way, it kind of triggered a big crime crackdown in D.C. And in a way, you've saved a lot of lives in D.C. Why did you come down to D.C. in the first place?
Well, I feel this great responsibility to serve my country. My grandfather was this KGB double agent for the Americans. And he died so that I could come here and live in this free country that I love so much. And so when I started seeing these problems that we've got as a government, like this $37 trillion national debt and counting, and the interest on that is just like absurd. I was like, wow, this is insane. Is there any way that I can help solve this? And in this administration, there was a chance. So of course, when I saw the opportunity, I signed right up.
So you got the big ones from your grandfather.
I think I did, yeah.
He was a double agent. What exactly was he doing?
Well, he worked for Line X, which is like this sophisticated KGB line, but he actually joined the CIA, and he gave the CIA a bunch of valuable intel right around the Cold War.
Wow, what a patriot.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, also a patriot. You saw him shake hands with the president the other day. How did you feel about that back in action?
Well, I think, you know, Elon Musk and President Trump have a lot of things in common. And I think
all right. Well, we get the idea. That this video is driving me freaking nuts. I don't know why the hell it's acting that way. So anyway, 2 teenagers who jumped former Doge staffer Edward Big Balls Coristine avoided jail time after pleading guilty to simple assault in a Washington, D.C. court on Tuesday. The boy and the girl, both 15, from Hyattsville. I'm assuming that's Hyattsville. Come on, New York Post, man. Like, you're all over the place, man. You can't even spell the freaking cities right. All right, anyway, Maryland were sentenced to probation by a D.C. court judge just over 2 months after the pair were arrested for the vicious August 3rd attack. The boy was handed a 12-month probation and allowed to return home under strict house arrest, while the girl was given a 9-month probation and remanded to a local youth shelter. That's really going to be the gist of it. I mean, what else is there to say? Of course, the judge is being heavily ridiculed on social media. The teens also can't contact each other or linger in D.C. beyond schoolwork and family obligations. Judge Kendra D. Briggs stressed she hopes the 2 assailants, who were not identified because of their age, learned from their stint on probation. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. She said juvenile court is focused on rehabilitating youthful offenders, not handing down punishments. Okay, I guess so. Until what, age 25 apparently? But White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt ripped into the decision to not lock the 2 teens up Wednesday while appearing on the Charlie Kirk Show. One of the big issues in D.C. is these juveniles. They just get a slap on the wrist, she said, according to the Washington Post. This administration has a completely different philosophy. We need law and order. Their accomplices in the attempted carjacking and assault at approximately 3 a.m. in a D.C. parking garage remain at large, so they didn't catch them. Well, plus, it's probably under seal, but it makes you wonder, what else have these teenagers been arrested for? Because very good possibility they may have been arrested for something else, or maybe not. I don't know. I guess we're just not going to know. If you enjoyed the video, I hope you take a quick second to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And check out The Swamp, which drops Monday through Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern, covering the daily happenings inside the federal machine. Thank you very much for watching.